Greetings Marines, FiOth here, and in this video I'm gonna bring you a brand new Lancer build because apparently I never did one for the Burst Replacer. The Burst Replacer is the one that is centered on the Lancer, unleashing a wave around the kit and damaging enemies for less damage than the Lance, but irradiates enemies, make them more susceptible to damage and stun them. So, as you saw in the opening clip, it can be quite effective. We're going to talk about it, but first I have to be clear about one thing that was not clear yesterday with the channel update. People, loyalists of Fireteam Elite, Aliens Fireteam Elite is not going away from the channel's scheduled rotation. I'll keep making builds, gun modding guides, discussion vids, opinion pieces. Aliens not going anywhere. I don't know why that was perceived by some of you, sending me messages like, no guys, this is the backbone of our social interaction. We'll be playing this game until our fingers go dry. Aliens is not going anywhere. Again, Aliens is here to stay for the duration. Okay? So, hope it's clear now, crystal clear. Let's move on with the vid. Dealing with this replacer, I have to make a couple of weapon suggestions first and foremost, okay? Do not use the autocannon with this. Do not use an explosive weapon with this. You'll have to be in the thick of it to be able to utilize the burst. So, I'm going with the heavy pulse and I'm going with the heirloom because the heirloom is very fast firing for very close distances. Okay, will work just fine. The pump will work, the attack will work, but I like the heirloom. I'm using it a lot the past few weeks and I suggest it, it's very good. Now for the perk grid. I'm gonna start with what I didn't include and why, and then I'm gonna move on to what I did include. So, Shake It Off and Back in Action are two great perks to have on this build with this replacer. The problem is that they take up 6 slots. This is a 4-piece and this is a 2-piece. There is not much that I can take out of this equation just to put in a temporary health pool that will help me sustain a bit more damage. So I went with a flat reduction perk and called it a day. Particle Burst triggers a penetrating energy burst centered on you that deals less damage but stumbles and irradiates nearby enemies. For 6 seconds, affected foes will take damage over time and 20% more weapon damage. Okay. Also allows you to move and firing during ability use. Let's take a look at that. Let's say I'm gunning and I'm activating it and then I'm retreating. This will allow you to put in sustained damage and relatively safely traverse the terrain whilst you're prepping your activation. You shouldn't be going like in their faces, activating with the click of the button and then coming back. You have to set it up a bit better so it works for you. Like keep going in, activate, then roll out. You've done your job. Now they're stunned and irradiated. Your team will cover you and you'll get stuff done. Or the rando demo will burn you with a Vulcan. That's also something that might happen. So, protective layer, damage from melee attacks and environmental hazard reduced by 20%. Disrupting radiation, particle lance now slows stack enemies by 40% for 5 seconds. And residual charge, foes killed by particle lance leave an electric hazard to the corpse for 4 seconds, dealing damage over time to enemies. This is fantastic as you saw the opening clip. They get slowed and massacred by the electricity whilst you're just retreating and chilling. Rapid deployment and batteries included. Take the recharge of this baby from 30 to 22 seconds. You scrape off 8 seconds. 8 seconds is an eternity in this game. Okay. Fitness training gives you more health and stamina recharge. You need both of this since it is a close proximity ability. Down and out, you deal 20% more damage to enemies that are stunned or knocked. Put this in because you semi-drop them to the ground. Your allies' abilities will also knock enemies to the ground or stun them. And whatever you do afterwards, including your burst, will deal 20% more damage, your gun will deal 20% more damage. Down and out is excellent for this configuration. Tenacious Onslaught now lasts 20% longer and grabs 5% more weapon damage and damage resistance. This should always be included in a build because it makes Onslaught that much better, and the 20% is the same as included one of these universals. Rapid assessment: when you activate the ability, the perk is attached to you gain max stacks of Overwatch. You want this just to be able to optimize damage whenever you Overwatch and your gunner overclocks and you melt their faces with the heavy pulse. And then go Quick Charge 3 plus Quick Charge 1 for 25% ability recharge speed, pretty much giving it only 4 slots instead of socketing in the Quick Charge 4, which could have given you, of course, 22% instead of 25%, especially if you're an OCD sensitive person. You don't want the 22, you want the 25 to look like a round number. So this is the build. I called it the counter burst because if somebody's gonna burst, it might as well burst on their face, not yours. And I hope you'll find a use for it in the current meta. I don't know, the replacer that we got with Pathogen for the Lancer was so bad, we might go back to basics, pips. So, again, Aliens is not going anywhere. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, as usual, the streams will be there and I will be uploading content. Don't think that I'm giving up on Aliens, because I am not. I'm still your guy for Aliens and always will be. Kisses on your cheeks. So, sub, like, share, hit the notification bell. We're going to be notified about uploads and streams. And if you really want to help me out, please consider Patreon or get a membership on the channel. Or renew your membership on the channel. It really helps a lot, and streams help with it as well. Side note, tonight will be the first night of streaming Retro Sunday. I'd very much love to see some of you in there at least, because we need to play other shit as well. Until next time, well, stay frosty and always try for perfection, Marines. Cheers!